So welcome to ACE Online, digital platform of ACE Engineering Academy. So in the syllabus you can find three headings as you know very well: PPC, Inventory Control and OR. The entire syllabus if you see, only 20% topics are very important. So what are the 20% topics and where we should focus? Just let us have the important topics. Simple queuing model, CPM and PET, inventory control, linear programming and simple queuing model. So if you complete these four headings, so we expect 4 to 5 marks. So if time is not sufficient, at least complete these four headings. If time is okay, you can manage. These three headings also can include. Okay, so this 7, this side you are able to manage well and good, otherwise no issues. I am talking about gate mechanical engineering. Suppose you are looking for gate PI, you are also opting for PI. These headings, line balancing, break even and MRP. So these three headings you must and should have to cover. For PI point of view, these headings are very important: line balancing, break even and MRP. Break even, line balancing, very important for PI paper. Okay, anyways, so those who are looking for PI, gate PI point of view, break even analysis, so very important, line balancing, MRP. So these three headings I can include under most important. The most important topics 4 plus 3, 7 are most important topics for PI, because in PI maximum weightage we had for industrial engineering. Okay, so don't miss these things for PI paper. So my suggestion is, anyway you are opting for mechanical as well as PI, those who are opting two papers, you can include these three headings also under most important. Right, come into the first title, CPM and PET. Type 1 problems, 50% chance of getting these kind of questions. If you go through the previous question papers, you can get the clarity. Project completion time or critical path you have to calculate, or critical path duration or project completion time you have to calculate. What is given data? The given data could be diagram or a table with 2 columns, table with 3 columns. So 3 standard formats we will be getting in the given data. Okay, now let us have the sample question from previous papers so that we can get the clarity. Look at this. So one sample question from previous papers. So what was given? Diagram was given. Okay, from the diagram we have to calculate the project completion time. Don't get confused with this. Minimum time for completion of the project is nothing but critical path duration. Maximum time for completion of the project is equal to infinity. Minimum time for the project completion is equal to critical path duration. So get the critical path in this, path and duration. So this question was given for 2 marks. It's a matter of 30 seconds. Seriously, I'm telling. So 1, 3, 5, 6, 33, 1, 2, 5, 6, 36, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 21, 30 plus 40. Critical path is 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. What is project completion time? Project completion time is equal to 40. This is critical path. Critical path is the longest path. Don't say 33. If you take 33, by that time project never be completed, because if you complete longest path, by that time everything is over. So minimum time required to complete the project is equal to 40, critical path duration. Okay. Next question could be in the form of like this. Third format, activity duration. Only 2 columns are given to us. 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4, 2 to 5, 3 to 5, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 7, 3, 5, 6, 4, 2, 8. The question is the project completion time how much? The project completion time. Okay, so we will draw the diagram. AOA diagram we will get, without our knowledge we will get AOA. So given data you can take 1 and 2, you can join like this: 1 to 2, 7, 1 to 3, 3, 1 to 4, 5, 2 to 5, 6, 3 to 5, 4, 4 to 5, 2, 5 to 6, 8. So given data as it is I am keeping in the form diagram. Take the paths: 1 to 5, 6, 14 plus 7, 21, 1, 3, 5, 6, 7 plus 8, 15, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 8, 15. Critical path is 1, 2, 5, 6, you can highlight, and the completion time of the project is equal to 21 days, default days. Okay, so this is regarding project completion time. So next version is float, total float, free float, independent float. Such kind of question generally we get: total float, free float, independent float. So now how do you manage total float, free float, independent float? In case of float calculation, so type 2 question. So float calculations, slack and float. Okay, in this case slack and float, compulsory we have to draw AOA diagram. So what is the challenging thing in this? AOA diagram we have to construct. After AOA diagram, earliest values and latest occurrence times of events we have to calculate. So compulsory earliest and latest occurrence times of events we have to find out. Then only we can get the slack or float. So if the question is slack or float, slack means slack is generally calculated at event. So if slack means slack at event, float for activity. Okay, slack word is used for event, float is used for activity. In this particular case, slack and float, I recommend critical path you can identify. So there is a beautiful concept. What is a beautiful concept we had? Total slack along the critical path is 0. Total slack along the critical path is 0. So this point is really useful to us. If the problem is given, identify critical path. If the given data is matching with the critical path, what is the answer? 0 directly. Total float along the critical path is 0. Float along the critical path 0, slack along the critical path 0. If the given data is matching with the critical path, we are lucky enough. So without any calculation, simply we can keep 0. If the given data is not matching with the critical path, then we have to calculate like this. Got the pointer? So my suggestion is, if the problem is given, draw the network. After identifying the critical path, you can take the decision and see the question. If the question is matching with the critical path, now without any calculation we can conclude the answer. If it is not matching with critical path, at least you can say it is not 0. 0 or other than 0 you can decide at least. Okay, now I will move to this question. Okay, so let me solve this question. What is generally required? Total float of E and F. Total float of E and F. So for total float calculation, what is recommended? AOA diagram is required, right? So this data I am going to convert into AOA diagram. A has no condition, B has no condition. Okay, start with a circle. A-Y diagram rule is start with a circle. A, B have no conditions. So draw two lines. A, B. C after A. After A means now you can conclude A. After A, C can be taken. Only draw line. Leave it. You can move according to the given data. Three things we have taken. A, B, C we have marked. What about D? D requirement is B. After B, D can be taken. After B means now you can conclude B, then take D. E after C. After C, E can be taken. F after C. F after C. EF also we have marked. G after DE. DE. D is here, E is here. So you can join them. G. List completed. If the list is completed, you can end at one circle. That's it. A before nothing, B before nothing, C before A, D before B, E before C, F before C, G before D and E. Right? Now substitute the duration 2, 4, 2. 2, 4, 2, 3, 2, 4, 5. Get the critical path in this. Like before having the critical path, event numbers, Fulkerson's rule you can use. Tail event number less, head event number higher side. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3 can interchange, no issues. 4, 5, 6. Tail number less, head number high. After marking the events, identify critical path by observation, or you know very well what are the paths in this. 1, 2, 4, 5, 1, 2, 4, 6, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 1, 3, 5, 6. Where is the longest path? Longest path is B, D, G. If I take this now, 7 plus 5, 12. This one, 4 plus 2, 6 plus 5, 11. 2 plus 2, 4 plus 4, 8. So what is the longest path? Longest path is B, D, G. After marking critical path, get the values along the critical path. So my suggestion is use critical events. What are the critical events in the network? 1, 3, 5, 6 critical events. So critical events will have 0 slack. So earliest value, latest value same for critical event. For non-critical event, latest value higher than earliest value. So critical events first I am calculating. So use 0 here, maybe keep 0. First event will start at 0. Use a double line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 0 plus 4, 4, 4 plus 3, 7, that is 3 to 5, 7 plus 5, 12. What I am doing? I am moving along the critical path. It is a simple technique you can follow. Critical path only I am using, I am getting the values. Once I get the earliest value, same you can copy. Why? Because critical event will have 0 slack. So 0, 4, 7, 12. Are you getting the point here? Critical path you can observe, and along the critical path get the values. Earliest value is equal to latest value. So use a double line and get the earliest value. After that, latest value, earliest value same. Non-critical events. For non-critical events, we may be getting values for non-critical events. What are the non-critical events? 2, 4 non-critical. Use forward pass, backward pass. Forward pass for earliest value, backward pass for latest value. 0 plus 2, 2. 2 plus 2, 4. Forward pass we are using. Next, backward pass for the sake of latest values. Latest values, backward pass. EF, 7 minus 2, 5. 12 minus 4, 8. 7 minus 2, 5. 12 minus 4, 8. Which one you can take? Minimum you can take 5. 5 minus 2, 3. In case of forward pass, don't forget this, forward pass. Maximum we have to take in case of multiple paths. In case of backward pass, minimum we can take. In case of single path, no issue, but in case of multiple paths, we take maximum in case of forward pass, minimum in case of backward pass. After having the values, whichever is interested that you can take. EF, activity E, 4 to 5. E duration 2, 4, 5, 7, 7. Okay, once you go through the total float, free float, independent float definitions. So, total float is equal to available time minus required time. What is available time? Maximum available time, the extreme values. So, thumb rule I am telling, total word is total float, two extreme values, 7 and 4. So, total float is equal to 7 minus 4, that is maximum available time, minus required time is equal to 2. So, 1. Suppose the same question if I ask free float. So, free float means next activity should not be disturbed. Next activity should not be disturbed means this 50 event said only next activity you will get. So, slack at head event. What is the definition for free float? So, free float definition, first of all, total float is equal to Lj minus Ei minus Dij. So, Lj means latest finish time, Ei means earliest start time. After having total float, what about free float? Free float is equal to total float minus slack at j. Next activity means j side. Independent float means next activity should not be disturbed, preceding should not be disturbed. So, that is why independent float will become total float minus slack at j minus slack at I. So, try to remember these three things. So, my suggestion, total float you remember, free float means next, slack at j, independent float means independent, next should not be disturbed, preceding should not be disturbed. So, total float minus slack at j minus slack at I. Okay, these are the things you remember. Right now, our question is only total float NF. If the question is free float, what will happen to free float? Free float is equal to total float minus slack at head event. What is the slack at head event? 0. So, free float will become, in this case, free float is equal to total float minus slack at j, 1 minus 7 minus 7. What is slack actually? Latest value minus earliest value. It is equal to 1. Independent float, for the same question, independent float is equal to total float minus slack at j minus slack at I. Total float minus slack at j minus slack at I. 1 minus 7 minus 7 minus 5 minus 4. It is equal to 0. Total float is equal to 1, free float is equal to 1, independent float is equal to 0 for which activity? Activity E. Okay, so coming to activity F. Activity F means 4 to 6. 4 to 6, activity F. Activity F. 4 to 6. F duration 4. 4, 5, 12, 12. Okay, total float is equal to, I told you no, extreme values 12 and 4, 12 minus 4, minus 4, it is equal to 4. Free float is equal to 4, independent float is equal to, so different values you will get. Free float is equal to same 4 only will get. Independent float is equal to 4 minus 5 minus 4, how much it is? 3. So, independent float for activity F is equal to 3. So, total float 4, free float 4, independent float is equal to 3. Okay. So, I think now you understand. In CPM network, particularly CPM network, okay, two possible questions, project completion time and float or slack calculations. Next, we will move to the PET network. In the PET network, what is the difference between CPM and PET? I am only talking about numericals. In case of CPM, activity duration. So duration only single value given to us. In CPM case, duration is only single value. In case of PET activity, in place of duration, T0, Tm, Tp. So 3 columns are given in the duration place. Here duration only 1 column. Here in place of duration, so you can find 3 columns: optimistic, most likely, pessimistic. So 3 times are given for each and every activity. So 3 times first you have to convert into single value, then after that project completion time you have to find out. So what are the formulas we use in this? So most important formula in this PET network. The first formula, expected duration of activity. The 3 values we have to convert into single value. Expected duration of activity, TE is equal to T0 plus 4Tm plus TP by 6. Sir, if you forget, suppose you have forgotten this formula, how you can recall? Use 1, 2, 3. If you substitute 1, 2, 3, you have to get to 2. TE is equal to 2. It is only verification purpose. So 1, 2, 3, these values are in series, arithmetic series. If you substitute in the formula, you have to get the middle one. Yeah, whether you are getting middle one or not, check it out. You are getting middle one, okay. Like I am talking about checking. Next, second formula is variance. So variance is equal to Tp minus T0 by 6, Tp minus T0 divided by 6 whole square. So variance. Standard deviation of critical path, sigma Cp is equal to under root of variance of critical path. It is equal to under root sum of variances of critical activities. Project duration distribution. Project duration distribution is equal to normal distribution, that is mu plus or minus T sigma. Project duration distribution is equal to mu plus or minus 3 sigma, mu Cp plus T sigma Cp plus or minus T sigma Cp. Sigma Cp nothing but standard deviation of critical path, mu Cp nothing but critical path duration. And the last one, Z value, standard normal deviate. Z is equal to x minus mu by sigma. These are actually probability calculations. In case of probability calculation, Z. Once you get the Z value, we can find out the probability of combination. These formulas generally we use in PET network. Okay. So coming to, just I am going to take some questions. So there are 2 types of questions in PET network. So what are the possible questions in PET network? The first question is as usual. So type 1 in this. Project completion time we have to find out. I am just using expected project completion time. So expected project completion time you have to find out. This is the first question, like a type 1. Next, type 2, standard deviation of critical path. Standard deviation of critical path. Okay. Majority 90% chance of getting only expected project completion time. Sometime the question could be standard deviation of critical path or probability calculations. Probability of project completion. Okay. So type 1 very easy. Coming to type 2, extra calculation is required, standard deviation of critical path and sometime probability of project completion. but majority cases will get only this expected project completion time. For this, first formula is important. Expected project completion time, how do you find out? After having TE value only we can get the critical path. Okay, so let us have the questions. Now sample question I am giving. So in this question, 3 values are given. Just see, for activity 3 values are given. How it is different from CPM? With respect to this only. So 3 columns are given under the duration, and just check it out. Be clever enough and don't do smart work. I do recommend only smart work. Don't use the formulas unnecessarily. Just check it out. 4, 5, 6. Good, right? 4, 5, 6 arithmetic progression. You can take directly 5. 1, 3, 5. 3 you can take. 1, 2, 3. 2, 4, 6. 3, 4, 5. All the 3 values are in arithmetic progressions. You take any set in arithmetic series only, directly you can take the middle value. Most likely time directly we can use. If the values are in arithmetic progression, directly you can make use of most likely time as a TE. That's it. Otherwise you have to use the formula. And which diagram you have to construct? Next question. AOA diagram is really difficult. So better you can go for AOA or AON. Why? Because only project completion time you have to find out. Best thing AON diagram. Don't waste the time in exam. Use AON diagram, and moreover TE value also very clear cut. First of all, A has no condition. What is the duration of A? 5. B after A, duration of B 3. C after A, duration of C 2. D after C, duration of D 4. E after BD, duration of E 4. That's all. Get the critical path. ABE 8 plus 4 12. ACDE 7 11 plus 4 15. Critical path is ACDE. Expected completion time of the project. Expected completion time of the project, how much? 15. That's it. Okay, here clear cut. Lucky thing or maybe good thing is 3 values are in arithmetic series. If the values are not in arithmetic series, you can make use of formula. Which formula you have to use? TE is equal to T0 plus 4Tm plus TP by 6. Okay, next question. Here standard deviation you have to find out. I told you, standard deviation. Either you can get expected project completion time or standard deviation. Here standard deviation you have to find out. What was given? A project comprises of 7 activities. The expected duration of and their variance are as given. The critical path consists of, just see, the critical path consists of BEG. What are the critical activities? BEG. Critical path activities. Critical path is BEG. Critical path is BEG. Examiner mentioned clearly. Standard deviation of project duration. Standard deviation of project duration, nothing but standard deviation of critical path. It is equal to under root. Whenever you are finding standard deviation, make use of variance. Sigma Cp is equal to square root of variance of critical path. It is equal to under root Vb plus Vg plus Vg. Variance of B plus variance of E plus variance of G. What about variance of B? Variance values are given directly here. 1 under root 1 plus E value 4, G value 4, square root of 9, 3. Standard deviation of project duration, nothing but standard deviation of critical path, that is equal to 3. So whenever you are finding standard deviation, make use of variance. This is important point. Next, the variance of critical path you have to find out. So in this question, it is somewhat difficult. Okay, truly speaking, it is difficult. The reason could be, first you have to find out critical path. After that, variance of critical path you have to find out. So two things included in this. Project completion time first you are finding, then after that standard deviation of course yes, standard deviation instead of standard deviation, variance of critical path you have to find out. So it is containing two things. First of all, see the values 2, 4, 6. I am taking TE. TE is equal to T0 plus 4Tm plus TP by 6. 2, 4, 6, no need to use formula, directly we can take 4. 4, 5, 12. 4, 5, 12 not in arithmetic series, use a formula. This formula we can use 4 plus 4 into 5 plus 12 by 6. 24 plus 12, 36 by 6, 6. 5, 8, 11. 5 plus 3, 8. 8 plus 3, 11. So 8. 2, 5, 8. 5 we can take. 4, 6, 14 not in arithmetic series, use a formula. 4 plus 4 into 6 plus 14 by 6. 24 plus 4, 28. 32, 42 by 6, 7. After having the TE values, draw the which network? Given clearly. A122, B223, AY diagram we will get default. It is a very simple thing. 122, A duration 4, B223, duration 6, C224, 224, C duration 8, D325, D duration 5, E425, E duration 7. Get the critical path in this. ABD, 10 plus 5, 15, ACE, 12 plus 7, 19. Critical path is ACE. The question is variance of critical path. So VCP is equal to VA plus VC plus VE. But what is the formula for variance? Variance is equal to just TP minus T0 by 6 whole square. Just see the formula. What is the formula for variance? TP minus T0 by 6 whole square. TP 6 minus 2 by 6 whole square plus 11 minus 5, 11 minus 5 by 6 whole square plus E 14 minus 4 by 6 whole square. Just simplify how much you will get. That is the answer. Okay, variance of critical paths, right? Just see the procedure. Next, probability calculations. When you are finding probability calculations, probability of completion, probability of project completion, just try to understand the concept here. Normal distribution we use, project duration distribution is normal distribution. The center line is mu Cp. So what is my suggestion? Critical path is a reference. Suppose x value matching with the critical path. If x is equal to mu Cp, x is nothing but due date. X is matching with the critical path. What is the probability of completion? 50%. This is case 1. X is equal to mu Cp. What is mu Cp? Mu Cp is equal to critical path duration. X is due date. So if a due date is matching with the critical path duration, what is the probability of completion? Probability of completion is equal to 50%, 0.5 or 50%. X is equal to, X greater than mu Cp. What's the meaning of X greater than mu Cp? It is more than critical path duration. How the diagram looks? This is a mu Cp. X value higher than. mu Cp. Can I say more than 50%? So Pz greater than 0.5, more than 50%, because mu itself 50%, x is right side, right? More than critical path duration means Pz greater than 50%. Next case, x less than mu Cp. X less than mu Cp, then how it looks? This is a mu Cp, x left side. What is the probability of completion? This is less than 50%. Am I right? Less than 50%. So probability calculation while taking critical path will be the reference. Either it is above or below, check it out. The given value either matching with critical path or more than critical path or less than critical path. Based upon that, get the values. In this case, table is given to you because 50% above only I am telling. I am telling only above 50%. Exactly how you will get from normal distribution tables. Okay, here z value greater than 0 you will get in this case, because this is actually z into sigma, this gap. Here z value negative you will get, less than 0 you will get. In this case, z is equal to 0 you will get. Z value 0. Z value 0 means 50%. Z value greater than 0 means more than 50%. Z value less than 0, less than 50%. Too many things you don't remember. At least diagrams you remember enough. So come into question. In this question, x value given. What is the x value? 40. Sir, how do you say x is equal to 40? You are mentioned, no? 40 days, within 40 days. X is equal to 40. Critical path you have to find out. Mu Cp, just check it out. Once you get the mu Cp, then problem over. 2 marks question. Activities A, B, C, D on critical path. All are critical paths. So A, B, C, D critical path. What is the duration of critical path? So mu Cp is equal to, I can now take mu Cp is equal to 6 plus 11 plus 8 plus 15, 40. Critical path is equal to 40, x value also 40. What is the probability of completion? No need to do any calculation, directly we can tell mu Cp 40, x also 40. X is equal to 40. What is the probability of completion? 50%. Answer is 0.5. That's it. So be clever enough, like this we can manage. Next topic could be crashing. In this CPM and PET, crashing questions rarely you will get. In GATE 2014 we had one question. So then 1 more questions you may get, crash, cause, slope and all these things. So what are the basic concepts in crashing? Just my suggestion is only theory side you can focus. In crashing, cause slope calculation is there. Cause slope is equal to delta C divided by delta T, formula Cc minus Nc divided by Nt minus Ct. So this diagram, cost versus time. Normal time, crash time, normal cost, crash cost. This is a cost slope. Cost slope is equal to delta C divided by delta T, and this formula is important. Next, crashing procedure. Okay, when you are performing crashing, remember two things. Minimum cost slope is the basis for crashing. Always you have to choose only minimum cost slope. Next, critical path only reference. Critical activity need to be crashed always. Okay, always you have to remember this. Only critical activity you have to crash and minimum cost slope only we choose. And finally, what is the conclusion? Minimum cost slope critical activity we have to crash. Minimum cost slope critical activity must be selected for crashing purpose. Remember this. Why should I use minimum cost slope? Because minimum amount to be spent. Due date is given sometimes optimum duration. Optimum duration questions you won't get, only due date oriented questions generally you will get. While getting the due date. Okay, I'll give one simple technique. In examination, target is given to us. Target or due date. Say 9 days. Target is 9 days. We have a network. Path 1, 13. Path 2, 11. Path 3, 10. 3 paths are there. Our target is 9. So network has 3 paths. Path 1, 13. Path 2, 11. Path 3, 10. So what we do? Critical path is equal to 13. So 3 stages required here. Stage 1. In stage 1, what we will do? 13 to 11 we can travel. In stage 1, 13 to 11. In stage 2, 11 to 10 we can move. In stage 3, 10 to 9 we can take. Okay, how many stages required? 3 stages required, because our target is 9. How many paths we have in the network? 3 paths. 13, 11, 10. So don't go directly to 9. First 13 you can convert into 11. So this 13 you have to convert into 11. 11, 11, 10 you will get. Stage 2, what you have to do? 11 you have to convert into 10, 10, 10, 10, 10 like this. Okay, 2 stages. Then 10 you will be getting 10. Target is 9. So third stage 10 to 9. Okay, 3 stages. So generally in examination, target oriented questions are given to us. Okay, so take care about this. It is a formula oriented. What is the cost slope? Cc minus Nc divided by Nt minus Ct. Okay, so this is regarding CPM and PET. So PET had some formulae. CPM float calculations are there, just you can focus on them. And the CPM and PET, simple topic, independent topic, and don't miss the opportunity. Okay.